Hey, well-read baddies. Welcome to another episode of She Well Read. I'm Alana.
And I'm Samra.
And today we're on our chaotically functional shit.
I know. I like that term.
I didn't realize. I was like, oh, that's kind of fire.
Yeah.
Until you said something, I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I like that.
Because I say dysfunctional just because you say dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it does describe whatever the heck be going on sometimes.
Right.
But I also feel like we're not totally I feel like we're almost like diluting the word dysfunctional because we're not totally dysfunctional.
Right.
We be functioning.
Right.
We release episodes every week. Like, we be doing the damn thing.
Right.
So chaotically functional to me, I was like, that's it.
That's the one.
That needs to be on a t-shirt.
Chaotically fun. Wait, merch?
Look.
We love to throw out merch ideas and then don't do shit.
Comment on YouTube.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do merch.
Just say merch.
Yeah.
Just say that part.
All right, shout out corner. Follow us everywhere at She Will Read, especially because it's really looking like they might ban TikTok, and I'm really sad about it.
They were talking at work. Somebody brought it up because, like, I think the CEO was in Congress, right?
Yeah, today. Literally, the hearing was today.
Yeah, and nobody knew what the fuck was happening, really. Yeah. They were like, oh, really? They were like, no way that's going to happen. And that was my thought. But then I was thinking about you telling me, like, nah, it's really happening.
Right.
And, yeah, we're, like, media people. So I was like, that's funny that we're just like, no way that's going to happen.
Yeah. But so follow us everywhere at She Well Read because I don't know what y'all about to see me really active on Reels because I know I don't want to do it either. But
I can't.
But I mean, it is what it is. Maybe we can start a petition of some sort.
Let's do that because I can't give up my TikTok.
It's so funny you say that now because you used to shit on TikTok so hard.
I know. At work, I feel like the TikTok girly because I was like, yeah, and then this is happening and then this is happening. And they're all like, I don't have a TikTok.
They're like, I don't understand.
I don't know. Millennials aren't on it as much, I guess.
Aren't we? I don't know what the fuck we are.
We're
like borderline, right?
Yeah. But I identify more with Gen Z. My hair is never going to be in a side part. So that's pretty much the
Bitch,
defining
what are you trying to say? What you trying to say?
I looked at your hairline.
This bitch, it wasn't a side part before I came here. And then I middle parted it.
It was a middle part. I know. It's like.
Just before you said it, I'm so weak. I do be doing a side part sometimes, though.
I'm fucking with the middle. No, but it's funny because I'll be at work and you can just see like the millennials do this. Like they all have the side part and then the younger ones, we all have the middle part. I just think it's hilarious.
It is. It's a stark difference. So yeah, do that. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave comments because when we say that it really means everything, like when we get the notifications on our phones that somebody commented on YouTube or something. Also, you can you can leave Q&As on Spotify now. I don't know if you saw that. It's a new update.
You can leave
really
on all podcasts.
Yeah, because at first it was some, right? But then I looked at ours and I was like, oh, it's there now.
No way. Yep. I didn't even. Maybe you got the update because I don't have that.
Maybe
I gotta check it.
I was about to say you should check it.
But I just listened to our episode on Wednesday.
It's like at the bottom, like in the almost in the description area.
Okay.
But yeah, so do that.
Cool. I want to get one.
She said I want it.
Let's go.
But yeah, somebody literally said, love y'all on our like 2 episodes ago at this point. Thank you. We love you too, Well Read Baddie.
Baddie gang.
We have a new Amazon storefront that I need to like update with. I need to like put all of our bookshop stuff. But I need to move like all of our lists onto the Amazon lists so that they look the same.
Oh.
So that's coming. It'll probably be done by the time this episode airs. Patreon. Listen, you don't want all the extra stuff? You don't want to pay $5, $10? $3. It's our lowest tier.
We got tiers, y'all.
Yeah, at $3, it helps us run the show, and something else is in there. Go check out the Patreon because I don't remember.
You get something for it.
Yeah, you get something. I forgot what it was.
It's worth it. We're gonna have some great content. I mean, we already have great content,
but it's gonna be even more. I'm almost like, how much more do you want? I'm just kidding though.
No, but literally, just tell us everything you want, and it's going on the Patreon.
Yeah, that's where it's going. And also, we talked about this before, but I want to bring it up again, just since we're starting the new season.
Okay.
Your listener book reviews. If you read a book recently that you really fucked with and you want to talk about it, email us at shewillread@gmail.com. Give us your pronouns, give us your name if you want to, or if you want to be anonymous, just put anonymous. Just write a few sentences about the book, what you liked, what you didn't like.
Yeah.
And then just say whatever you want.
And check them out online. Like if you need some inspo.
Yeah, we'll add them to our Amazon storefront and our bookshop.
Oh, yeah.
Like add it to the list.
Such a good point. We don't have a list for that.
We do.
We do?
Oh. Well-read baddie Rex.
We got lists out the ass.
We got lists out the ass. So if you're like, I don't know what to read, check us out.
And support local while you're doing it.
And support local while you're or Jeff Bezos if you so choose
to. Yeah, that part too. Whatever
floats your boat. Coffee break. Today you're on the spotlight, sis, because this was a tweet that you did.
Not my own tweet.
Yeah. So
oh god.
Background information, which some of y'all are probably, because I saw the tweet before, then I saw Sammer Quote tweeting the tweet. But it's basically a picture of Tuvlo flashing her tits as she does.
Thank you for the background. Because I kind of forgot about that she was even a part of. I know.
We literally talked about this yesterday.
Girl, I can't remember hours ago. Literally.
Same though. And then picture on the next side. Is her name Suki?
Yeah, Suki Hannah.
Okay.
No, just Suki. I don't know.
She's a rapper, right?
Yeah, I don't even know her. There's another Suki that I know of that was on Drake's album. Like recent one, Her Loss or whatever. And so I thought it was that Suki.
Oh, but it's not?
It's not.
Oh.
It's an ATL. It seems like an ATL rapper of some sort.
Okay. But anywho, it was a video of her like next to that picture of Tuvlo. Like her boobs were just out and she's rapping and doing a set or whatever. Yeah. And so she made a post about how basically
we're gonna have to screenshot it or something. Yeah. On the story, but yeah.
How like people were shitting on her and like versus like Tuvlo, where they're like, oh, this spiritually free person, she can do it, but I can't do it, and that's colorist and da 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 da, and just going off about it. Yeah. And then tell us about your quote tweet and really quick.
Guys, this is so annoying. This is why the internet's a black hole. It's so dark. I like just thought this was some Stan account. So I just was like quote tweeting it. Honestly, I did not think it was going to be a thing. But I was like, I said something kind of crazy. I was like, this is actually so wrong, basically, and was like,
something about bandwagon.
Oh yeah, y'all are a bunch of bandwagon besties. Like she literally just said words. They don't even really make sense together, but y'all are all like in the reply thread like, oh my god, you're so right. And like, I don't know, I was like, have y'all been to a Tuvlo concert? Like they showed a picture of her flashing her tits, but like she just flashes them and then like she puts the shirt down and like we all move on. So it's something everyone like talks about when you go to her concert. You're gonna see her tits, so you're like, I actually of course will have my eyes closed at the concert. It was like, yeah,
and didn't see it
and didn't fucking see it. But I think she did it again, so I did. She has great tits, love them, and so does Miss Suki. And I'm like very much free the titty. I'm not like anti titty,
right?
But I was like,
but the point she was making,
the point she was making was like, yeah, she was like trying to use colorism as the reason why Tuvlo is like seen as like a hippie, but she's seen as a hood rat. Which I was like, that's racism, babe.
That's not colorism.
Colorism is like light skin versus dark skin.
Yeah, or brown
within
skin.
a brown skin community.
Right.
It's not white girl versus black girl.
Right. Which I feel like people have shitted on like just because you know that going to a Tublo people have shitted on Tublo too about like exposing her tits.
She's not seen as like a clean girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's seen as kind of like dirty, grungy.
So I feel like both situations, you're going to get shitted on because there's going to be people who don't fuck with that.
But you just have to be okay with it because your tits are out. Like, you have to kind of just
like, it's not a societal norm, even though it's like, it's not that big a deal, but like, it is to society.
But yeah.
Right.
And her tits were out, Miss Suki.
Yeah, like, just out.
Like,
just
she was wearing like some sort of harness thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and then it was just tits. Which it seemed like some sort of like nightclub. So I like maybe that is appropriate there. But just in general, like you can't walk around with your tits out.
Right. You get arrested.
Unfortunately.
You would literally get arrested.
But yeah, you just can't. So to me, I was like, you're like really reaching here.
Yeah. And it's that thing that I was telling you that I always talk about where I'm like, it's like you're reducing this thing to basically crying wolf. It's like you say this is racism, this is blah blah blah, but when like use it when it's actually happening. So then it's like taken more. I don't know. It like you can go back and forth with it, but I don't like when I see it's like no, that's not what's happening right now, and you're like diluting the cause almost.
Yeah, no, it feels like that sometimes. But then anyway, so after that, everybody. Because she was not a stan account. She was the person. Suki, like the celebrity, the rapper, which I need to look her up and like get into her shit. I mean, if I go to her concert, I'm sure I'll get fucking jumped, but they were jumping me metaphorically on Twitter.
Yeah, they were. They were in on your ass.
Oh my God, it was crazy. They were going through my old Twitter pictures, which I use Twitter as a place to be silly and goofy and like annoying, you know what I mean? Like I'm never on there to like be serious,
be politically correct
or that. And they were basically like, you will never have fans. You wish to have the fans she had. You're what were they saying to
They
me?
were just like swarming you, which speaking of swarm.
Yes, literally tell me why I watched Swarm the day before. And
all of
then
this
happened, and I was like, wait, I'm in Swarm. This is super, like, trippy
like, this
right
is
now.
it. Yeah.
This is it. Like, these are her fans. Like, they want to kill me right now. They were like,
it was a picture of your nails.
Me on, trying to get me to, like, respond and tell them. She actually responded and was like,
I saw that, yeah.
Tell me why I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well... I said, do you want to schedule a call?
And that shit took me out, bro. Because I knew you were serious. Like, do you want to have an actual conversation about this?
Right.
But people who don't know you, it's like, bitch, stop playing. Stop being sarcastic.
They were like, right. Like, you got nothing to say. That's what all her fans were like. I was like, no, not necessarily.
It's just this isn't the place to do it.
I'm not about to educate y'all. Like, go fucking Google colorism and, like, you know what I mean?
Come back to me. It's like,
I'm not here to teach you what the fuck colorism is. Like, if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, you don't. And that's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, it was almost like, damn, what was that? Damn, I lost my thought.
Damn.
Fuck, that's been happening a lot.
Oh, I hate that. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's almost like if you are gonna say that this thing is happening, like you're calling out racism right here in this moment, use the right word, number one. And number two, it better actually be it. You know what I mean? So
I understand where they're coming from though, because that, you know,
it
nobody should be called a hood rat.
Right, and it does happen where like a white artist or a white celebrity can do something and that a black person can't do. Like that is real
all the time.
Right.
And so that's why once I like kind of saw where they were coming from, in the midst of all this craziness, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not trying to like actually clarified on my Twitter, not replying to anybody because I wasn't trying to gas the flame, but I just like stated the fact on my like as a tweet, like they both are amazing and wonderful women. Like I have no beef with her, Miss Suki. Like I was like, you seem great. Fuck, you know, go off. But you know, you can't, it just was like very much a dystopian moment.
Like when you see that type of stuff happening, but then it's happening to you.
Yeah. And I was telling Lana, and y'all know, like, y'all seen the growth, maybe. If you've been here since jump.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a Leo, so I'm like, and then there's like, I have a lot of fire and a lot of air in my chart. So when I get heated, it's just like crazy. And I can just sit in that and like just hype my own self up all day long. But I was able to like look at it with a different perspective,
a different lens.
Yeah, and calm my own ass down. Because in the past, it's been Lana.
And I'd be like, bitch, get the fuck off of Twitter. Like,
truly.
Bruh.
Truly. She has had to do that before.
But, you know, growth. We're all about growth around here. So, yeah, if you've seen the tweet, I'd love to know other people's perspectives on the situation, too.
It probably says sensitive content. Because I think
well, no, that was not your tweet on the original tweet. We'll post it somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
We'll post it on our socials or something.
Yeah.
Like, because you can like post a tweet to like your Instagram story. So we'll put it on our Instagram story or something and then do a little Q&A box. So let us know your thoughts or email us, at shewillread@gmail.com.
And your thoughts on Swarm, because I thought it was really good, but
yeah,
it's been kind of controversial. So
I mean, I think it's just because everybody was like, Chloe fucking, which then I saw another tweet which was like
crazy.
But I saw another tweet. It's like, we never talk about like
doing that.
Yeah, like
I didn't know. I was like, that set, he looked good. Okay.
But people were like, a man could do this all day long and it's not a big deal. But now that it's Chloe Bailey like in the scene, like now it's this big thing. So, anywho, yeah, let us know your thoughts on all of it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time to. I know it's like shit. Like, all right, we're like in shit. We're about to get in shit. Dive in on this shit. But we're ready to get into the chapter.
I was about to say dive in.
Ooh, I'm about to dive in. What is it? Oh my goodness. All right. So today we are covering chapters 7 through 12 of I'm Glad My Mom Died. And whew.
It was a ride.
It was another ride, a little roller coaster. I feel like we're on the coaster, we got our seatbelts on and we're going up and up and up and up. Wow. And at some point we're going to whoosh.
I'm not ready. This one, like this set of chapters seemed a little like less crazy
less
to
intense,
me.
Yeah.
Intense. I could breathe during these, even though they were crazy. And as we're going through it, I'm sure I'll be reminded of the shit. But right now I'm like, looking back, it wasn't like the worst. It wasn't as bad, guys.
Yeah, it wasn't as like the first set.
Yeah.
But all right, so we are on chapter 7, which is on page 30 if you're following along with us. And if you have not purchased the book and we have inspired you to read this book, check it out under our more links in the episode description. You can go buy it from our bookshop or our Amazon storefront. Shameless plug.
Yes, get into it.
Okay, so chapter 7, it's all about this gig she has in the desert, being a background actor. She's in this like great.
It's so funny. The scene and scene.
It's a literally and scene. She's doing this short film called Golden Dreams. It's Great Depression era inspired. Woo!
Yeah.
And the people are all around her. There's the background actors, the principal actors, and everybody's there.
Background actors are standing on dirt.
Right. They're standing on dirt currently. They're not really treated as much as respect as the principal actors. Like she describes it as the principal actors have people holding umbrellas over their heads so they don't get too hot. They have chairs while they're just
ice cold water.
But the background actors is just like, hey.
You're in the hot sun for hours. Covered in mud.
And me and Sarah talked about this also like pre-episode, but we're going to talk about it again.
What?
The sludge. I never knew like those Western shows or whatever, how they got their teeth to look like that. But apparently there's this sludge that they use. And she says it's just gunk that gets like dried on your teeth. And it reminded me of my days of being a dancer when before we'd go out on the stage for performances, put a little Vaseline so that you stay smiling. Because, you know, if you stop smiling, you're going to taste the Vaseline.
What did it taste like?
I mean, it don't taste bad, but it don't taste good either. It's just like petroleum jelly.
Girl, I don't know what that tastes like.
I don't even know how to describe it. Maybe it does taste like your lip gloss. Maybe. And so her mom tells her, she's like, you don't look happy to be here. Try and look happy to be here. And I'm like,
her mom is always making it about her.
Literally.
She's like, you're embarrassing me. Why you look so sad? You're going to be labeled difficult.
Like all these things that are going to end the career that she never wanted in the first place.
She's got this gross gunk in her mouth that's worse than petroleum jelly. It's like, I can't imagine what it tastes like.
Right. It's not a comfortable situation. And then this part, I was like, what the fuck? She is like holding her like bowels basically, but she's got shit. She's 8 years old. She's like, I can't hold this anymore.
Oh, that's the worst. And you're not home.
Yep. And so she finally asked to go to the bathroom, and her mom goes with her. And tell me why. Her mom is wiping her ass.
At 8 years old.
At 8 years old, when she's like, I know how to do this, but I let mom do it. Because if I get skid marks on my underwear, she's going to be upset, and it's going to be this whole thing.
Well, that's what her mom tells her.
Right.
As the reason. But she's like, I would be clean.
Right. She's like, I got this.
She's like, but the reason really is because she doesn't want to make her mom upset.
Right. Like she literally says, I know if I did it, there wouldn't be skid marks, but it's mom's tears I'm more worried about.
Right. Like she can't even
make her own decision.
Like wipe her ass in peace.
Literally, like the simplest shit.
That is literally. That's the title of the episode.
The simplest shit.
Yes.
We've had so many titles floating around.
The
Great Depression.
Another one. But the Great Depression ain't it.
The Great Depression ain't it. Okay.
I'm not feeling it.
Okay. All right. The simplest shit. We'll add it to the list.
Isn't that so sad?
It is really sad. But then the tea is, which I was like, this is so fucking like ironic. Yeah.
Isn't it ironic?
That basically, so you know how her mom's like, you know, don't look sad, look happy to be here. It's actually her looking sad that gets her this like golden shot, like in the movie where they're like, oh, we're gonna use you because you look like you look sad, you look the part. And they get this shot.
Took me out. Took me the fuck out, y'all.
Yeah. And so, but then, so that leads, there's the...
Wait. Can I read a part?
Yeah, go for it.
Just because it was so fucking funny, y'all. Okay, and scene. Oh, wait. So before I say that, her mom has just wiped her ass.
Right.
She hates that. She just had this awful morning. And anyway, she's sad. Okay, so...
Oh, I know which line you're going to say, but say it.
The director tells me to sit. He, like, literally takes her out of, like, the background actors. He's like, you. And he takes her out.
Yeah, he's like, where's the sad-looking kid?
He said, come with me. And he tells me to sit in an old-timey car, look off slightly to my right, and do nothing.
Yeah, just sit there.
He literally said do nothing, and then she said she nods, and he said after a few takes he got the shot. The shot,
right?
It's just literally
her looking depressed. Sad. Yeah, like they're like, this is perfect. This is gold. And so then he goes to her mom, and because they have to do new paperwork because she's not in the background anymore with this new shot that they got.
Okay.
And it's a key shot, right? She's moving on up. And he's like, yeah, actually I have to bring over some fresh paperwork because it's technically a principal role. And you already know once her mama heard that, bruh, she was shaking with joy.
Shot?
Right.
How did this happen?
Literally. And so she just like starts singing her praises. She's like, well, the little girl, they were saying, well, the little girl we hired wouldn't take direction. She just kept smiling no matter how many times we told her to look sad. But not your daughter. She's got a great sad face. And it's like, because she doesn't want to be here.
You are abusing her.
This is abuse. This is glorified abuse.
Literally, it's being glorified in this moment.
And then her mom has the audacity to say, she does have a great sad face.
Fuck You, Mom.
Literally.
Fuck you.
That's literally what I was thinking during this. I was like, the fucking hypocrisy.
I know Jeanette wanted to kill her to kick rocks.
Well.
Okay, maybe not.
Not at this point.
Maybe not in this situation.
Oh my goodness. So they get the new paperwork. Her mom's like calling Academy Kids, which is like the agency she's under, to get the principal contract.
Her mom's a Karen.
Her mom is a definite Karen. But then she gets a little upset because they're like, oh, okay, they're not going to look for her background jobs anymore. They're going to look for core background jobs. It's like a step up. And her mom's like, like, we are principal now.
She said, you ain't fooling me. Jeanette's a key.
Right.
She's got a great sad face.
She's got a key shot.
Don't tell my daughter.
Right.
She is like Mama Bear, though.
She is.
She's
She's
cute.
It's like a toxically cute.
It's like, because it's a reflection of her and more money.
Right.
She gets paid more.
Right. It reminds me of this situation, and I'm going to be real quick about this story. When I was in middle school and my mom was a single mom, and she used to drop me off early in the morning before school, like the doors opened because she had to get to work. And so I'd be out there for like maybe 20, 30-ish minutes before school started. I can't remember the exact time. But like during the winter, it really sucked because I'm like outside freezing,
I was
basically.
about to say, yeah, that could be not good.
Right. And so my mom was like, well, ask like somebody, or like I'll ask like if they can just let you in a few minutes early. You sit in the cafeteria, like you're not bothering anybody, like you'll do some homework or something just before they like officially open the doors. And they were basically like, no.
Oh.
And my mom was like, bet. She was like, I will have the news station out here, because I wasn't the only kid who like was in that situation. Like
really?
It was like a crowd of us.
No way.
Yeah. Like
she's an activist.
She's an activist. It was one of those moments where like, because my mom was a very like almost like same situation, but like in this and like my situation, it was like, okay, we need that. This is a good time to use your powers.
Oh, so
You know
it's
what I
like
mean?
these types of powers have to be channeled in the correct ways.
Exactly, channeling
With
your
great
powers.
power comes great
Bitch.
responsibility.
I mean, yeah.
And that's on Superman. No, but I know Lana's
cannot.
looking at me. But like, yeah, it's like, you know, oh my God.
Yeah, and so she literally, on the last page, she says, you might be a glorified extra for now, baby, but if we keep going, you'll be a bona fide principal performer soon enough.
That took me out also, that we're...
Oh, yeah.
She said, I think that's how you use bona fide. I'm not sure.
It's like...
I was like,
know what
okay,
you're
small
saying.
town girl.
How a small town girl.
She's really driving that home.
All right, so we're moving on to chapter 8, which is all about Marcus and Jeanette. With Marcus is her brother. They're going to an audition because her mom has made friends with this other mom who has a daughter that's an actress around Jeanette's age. And they're signed under Barbara Cameron, which if you don't know who Barbara Cameron is...
You don't know who Barbara Cameron is?
I didn't know until she specified.
I don't know that girl.
We don't know this woman.
I don't know her.
But she's the mother of Kirk Cameron and Candace Cameron, which people probably know Cameron from Full House and Fuller House.
Can you believe she named her Candace Cameron?
I never really thought about it.
I just thought about it. Because what the fuck?
I'm so weak. But she manages them, and, you know, obviously they're a big time actor and actress. And so she gets Barbara's number and her mom calls, and she ends up getting an audition for Marcus and Jeanette. And so they go to this audition, and there's this other woman named Laura who's with Barbara, and they have to do these monologues and basically audition. And like Marcus does really well.
Weirdly enough.
No,
there's some acting blood definitely in their genes. Because I don't think he had been working previously.
Not at least not that we had heard of yet.
Yeah, and he just goes in there and just
Kills it. Yeah, they really like him. But of course, when we get to Jeanette, they're like, be more casual. And like,
because she's nervous.
She also doesn't want to be here.
She's got the pit in her stomach, right? Because she literally doesn't like doing this.
And so they finish, and they end up saying, we like Marcus a lot. We want to take him on as a client. But Jeanette, she just lacks charisma.
Gotta love charisma, because it's like, how do I even fucking work on charisma? Like, I'm born with it or not.
I feel like if you're passionate about something, you've got charisma. You know, just like natural charisma.
Natural, right. So true.
So.
But she's not.
And of course, her mom's not going to let this happen. Not to Nat.
Well, she's upset at her for sure. First, the fuck of all. But then, yes, she's like,
right.
Not my baby.
So her mom's talking to Laura, who is basically second in command to Barbara. And she's like, listen, like, she can work on it. She's a great work effort. She's a quick learner. She takes direction well. All of these things. Basically begging for them to take Jeanette on as a client also.
Yeah, which if it's not working, like, I feel like you cannot force stuff in life. It's always going to backfire. So just a lesson on, like, if it's for you, it will come.
Right.
Easily.
It'll be for you.
And if it's not, like, you don't have to beg like Jeanette's mom is doing right now. This is Mom, you're embarrassing me.
Right. But obviously she's not saying that, because that would be a whole thing if she did.
Yes.
And like Laura's kind of like, we already have a lot of female talent, like just trying to like gently let her down, like, no, we're not taking her on as a client. But she's like, you know, like, let me think about it. Let me talk to Barbara, see what we can do. And so her mom tells Jeanette, she's like, say a little prayer, like, while they're waiting for the call to come.
Yes, Jeanette gets down on her knees.
Yeah, she's saying her Mormon prayer, because they're Mormon also. I don't know if we ever mentioned that.
I think we may have, because they went to church.
They went to church. That's true.
Yeah.
And so they end up calling back. Jeanette gets the job, and her mom's like, "You won't regret this." And her mom's like shaking her.
I think she says if she doesn't book anything in 6 months, you can drop her. Like, she's like, just please take her.
Right. Yeah, that was the agreement. If she didn't book anything. And literally the last line, you're a principal actor now, sweetheart. No more background jobs for my baby. And it's like,
thanks, Mom.
Like, I guess, pop off.
Oh, God. Number 9.
Number 9.
I mean, it's pretty plain and simple. She hates acting.
Right. And she's going to acting class now.
Because she sucks. No, I'm just kidding. Because she lacks charisma.
She lacks charisma. Right. And like you said, she's going to acting class, and Laura's the one who's teaching the class, which I found interesting.
I didn't even notice that.
And so they have to like do all of these things that I've like seen or heard you do in acting class. Like they have to make like animal noises and like do all of these things to like get in the groove. And she's just like, what the fuck, bro?
You know what, Jeanette? I really kind of, I definitely agreed with you here, just because I like did some church acting play thing. Girl, I don't think it went
not the Easter program.
Something. I don't know what the hell, but I remember we did a little class like where we were practicing. Maybe it was a warm up. So maybe there was no play, because I don't remember ever like being in a play. You know what I mean?
Like being on stage.
Right. So maybe it was just some sort of warm up exercise for choir, because I was in choir at church. So maybe that's what it was. But I was like, oh, this is weird. And that's kind of how she feels. She's like, why are we being different animals right now? Like, I'm okay never doing this. I don't feel like I need to get into this character, because someone else should be doing this, not me. And it just doesn't come natural for her. Whereas for some kids, it's like, this is what they do on a daily basis. Right. Is pretend to be other things and like play this or have, you know what I mean? Like if it's in you, it's in you.
Yeah, it's like fun.
And if it's not, you're like, this doesn't feel right.
Right. Which is, like you said, it's exactly what's going on here. And after that, they move on to like a way for them to memorize things. And they're given a scene, and they have 30 minutes to memorize the lines. And
it seems like a good acting class, low key.
Right. And she's like, which this hit me, and this is on page 39 if you're following along. She's like, the memorization part is the part that she dislikes the least, maybe because like she's really good at it. She's like, I memorize lines pretty quickly. She said, the emotions are the problem. The words aren't. And I thought about that. I was like, because like I think about that like I'm a good writer, but I don't like writing. Like I wouldn't be like that. I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I want to be like an author or like a blog writer or whatever. It's like just because I'm good at writing essays and I'm good at like this thing doesn't mean I want to do it.
Yeah, no, I think that's a trap. Like people think if you're good at something, you should just do it and just be the best.
Right.
But for what? Like, why am I doing this?
Which I think this is a great point because we didn't bring this up. We had y'all answer some Q&A questions on our Instagram story.
Yes. Yes, and they kind of related to this like whole acting. I hate acting class thing.
Right, like things that your parents made you do when you were younger that you actually did not want to do. Somebody swiped up on my story and said cheerleading was one of the things that they had to do.
Okay.
Me personally, it was reading. Reading was a source of a punishment. So then I didn't like reading, but then I was like, oh wait, I do kind of fuck with this though. So then it was nice because when I get punished and they're like, go read a book, you can't watch TV. I'm like, bet.
Joke's on you.
Joke's on you. I actually enjoy this.
Yeah, I don't like forced reading either.
Yeah, it's forced reading. That's what it is.
But we got some responses.
Okay.
So one of them was you reading as a punishment. Then I ended up loving it, which love to see it.
Right.
We've got cut the grass in the summer.
Which I'm so sorry
in the
to you.
summer.
I mean, that's when you cut grass, so.
Oh, yeah. That's true. I was going to say, damn, in Alabama.
Right, though. Cutting grass in Alabama.
Yeah, my dad used to have me do yard work, and I was
Not feeling it.
Never feeling that. Okay, this one, it says waking up and cleaning. Waking up and cleaning?
I feel like that is like a staple in the Black household on like a Saturday morning.
That's
if
true.
you wake up,
not my household, but yeah.
If you wake up and hear the gospel music going or the R&B and your mama singing, over with. It's over with. You finna be cleaning.
That's rude that I feel like, how do you put the music on when somebody's sleeping and sing?
They don't give a fuck. They can wake your ass up. It's time to clean.
That's what I do when I'm not giving a fuck. That is exactly what I'm doing.
I'm so weak. All right, what's another one?
Another one is, we're getting them as we speak.
Okay, in real time?
Okay. So many church activities. That one hit home for me.
That's real.
Every Wednesday. I don't want to be here. I was just here 3 days ago.
Literally.
Why am I here again?
Not Bible study.
My mom was all up in the church, y'all. I love to see it.
I'm so weak.
Live. Oh, live. Oh! LOL JK. It says LOL JK. Damn it, Mom! You fucking birthed me.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. Damn, I should have brought some tissues.
Play violin for 9 years. I was over it after 2.
Damn.
Yeah, it'd be like that. My
Being in
dad was
activities.
big on. That was another thing he made us do. He was
Instruments?
making us do shit. Yeah, he was like, I wished I had been able to learn how to play an instrument. My whole life I've been wanting to play an instrument. So you guys are going to pick an instrument and you're going to take lessons.
See, and my thing, like when I have kids, I want to put them in everything so then they can figure out what they like. And then we can quit all the things you don't like. And then you can just do the things you like.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what I want to do, but like...
that wasn't it.
Parents love to force you to play an instrument. That's all I have
do.
to say. I think it's like a scientific, like it makes your brain.
It does, like playing piano and stuff. It does.
It does.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to do it,
Like if you really don't, I feel like once you're old enough to really like understand what you're saying, like, cause there's some things kids are like, oh, this is hard, I don't want to do
That's
it,
so
and then they're like, but you
true.
like, no, they're not trying, and then eventually they end up liking it.
yeah, that's a tough one. I guess
It's
it's a
tough.
judgment call.
It's a judgment call. Yeah.
But I definitely, even my teacher was like, yeah, she doesn't.
She just like
You
like
should
what's
take her
happening
out of
here.
this class. Like we would just hang out and I would dread. I like had that pin in my stomach, like to actually play. And I remember I had to do a solo.
Oh.
And I like blanked on the spot, like on the stage. So I just like started playing notes.
not just started playing notes.
Girl, I know everybody was like, what song was that at the end? But I was like, bruh, get me out of here.
All right, let's do one more.
Go to church. LOL.
Church seems, praise
We're
the
in the
Lord.
South.
Amen. But, oh yeah, we're in the South. That's so true.
Oh my God. Okay,
But thank you for everybody who interacted with us on Instagram.
that was fun.
It was fun. We're gonna have more of those questions on there and on TikTok now that I figured it out. So wherever, oh God, if TikTok's not there, go to Instagram. Jesus,
we're gonna have a lot of things to shout out, but that's great. I'm here for that.
All right, we're back. So yeah, she doesn't want to do it. Oh, and another one that I highlighted is she says it feels weak and vulnerable and naked. I don't want people to see me like that. And she's talking about like forcing emotions and like just being an actress in general. Like it doesn't feel good to her.
Yeah, right. And then another part was that kind of piggybacks off that. She says on the bottom of that page, she says, I don't like to be observed. I like to do the observing, which I was like, mood.
That is a big mood. Like, I like to watch the thing. I don't want to do the thing.
Yeah.
And again, here we go. Here we go.
Damn Deborah being a Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Just call her Deborah Karen.
At that point.
Because she said, Jeanette's like, no parents are allowed in acting class, but mom insisted.
Yep. Oh, she does.
And you know how she insists.
By using her cancer diagnosis. Just like how she makes them watch the videos and shit.
She said,
she's like, she's using the cancer card. Yeah, it's a part of her identity. And she's like, I don't want to sit in the car for that long. Like, it pains me. And she said, I'm not supposed to walk around in the hot sun. And the teacher's like, it's a coffee shop up the street. Like, go find something to do.
Like, don't come.
Right. And then she's like, I don't believe in spending $2.50 on a cup of Joe. And so obviously now she's the only parent who's sitting in when these kids are doing these monologues. Mm-hmm. And Jeanette even describes it as difficult to perform because she feels her mom like sideline coaching her, which I'm like, has her mom not figured out by now that like when you butt in is when she doesn't do well, but when she's just being herself, like that's when she does the best? Have you not figured that out yet? This is not about you.
There's no self-awareness.
Zero.
In Deborah Karen.
I'm weak that like you are now saying that's her name. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then at the bottom of this she says, when class is over, I feel a huge wave of relief wash over me because mom gives me the rest of the day off. I don't have to look at my scene for the next week until tomorrow. For tonight, I'm free.
Yeah, that took me out. I was like, damn, that sucks. It's like you're in prison.
Literal prison. All right, moving on.
Slavery in a way, because what we didn't tell you is that she's paying for these acting classes.
Who?
Jeanette.
I think we're getting into that.
Oh, we're getting there?
Yeah, we're getting there. yeah, we're getting there.
Stay tuned.
So in chapter 10, she finally books something really big.
Mad TV. So she goes to the Mad TV audition and she's waiting in line. Also another thing, her mom is freaking out, making her drink sugar-free Red Bulls before comedy auditions because she says, I don't have a comedy energy otherwise. She said, this is how you get the charisma you need.
Right. And it reminded me.
Which is so unsafe.
It is, but it reminded me of, have you ever seen Toddlers and Tiara?
Yeah.
Where they're like sucking down pixie sticks and shit to like keep their energy up.
I feel like that's better than a Red Bull.
It's almost, I mean, it's a sugar-free Red Bull. Pixie stick is pure sugar.
But I just feel like Red Bull has like caffeine, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Which makes your heart beat faster. And if she's already nervous, her heart's beating even faster. Like,
facts. I didn't think about that.
I was just like, that seems like really bad. Like, and if you're running, anything that requires like exertion, even more your heart rate's going up.
That's true. Okay, science.
Girl, look.
So they call Jeanette's name and she goes in there and she just bees herself and they are loving it. They're laughing.
She's funny.
I know, right? And then her mom's like, she like tells her mom about how it goes and she's like, oh my gosh, like that's great. And then they like, you know, her mom is like, you know, if you do well at this, you'll get some ice cream. You go to the ice cream shop. And
seems like a great
win-win.
win.
Ice cream shop. Until she says, you want nutty coconut? And Jeanette goes, no, I think I'll do cookies and cream.
That was like, I don't know. It was like gasoline on a fire. She said, What?
She said, you don't want nutty coconut?
I know, it was like a creepy doll moment, like Toy Story, like those creepy dolls.
Oh, yeah.
It was like that.
It was like that.
She says, I'm frozen. I don't know what to say. Mom seems super upset that I haven't chosen nutty coconut. I pause, waiting to see how she reacts before making my next move.
Right.
Like,
literally.
this is like, they're in the safari,
intense.
and it's like life or death.
Literally. And then her mom, this what really killed me. Her mom, her posture softens and her eyes well with tears. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
She's an expert at manipulation.
Literal expert. And I could relate to this moment in a different way because like I didn't get the like, oh, you don't want to do this. I got the like, because I had really bad anxiety growing up, not knowing that what it was. And so I had a really hard time with making decisions. So mine was kind of like the opposite. And so like what my mom used to do is like almost make the decision for me or like lead me to the decision that she thought was right. Instead of like helping me like figure it out on my own.
A decision.
Right. To be a functioning person in society.
Damn.
So I had like the flip end of it.
Oh, that's like some unlearning that has to go into that one.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Because I think it was that sense of, you know, she's trying to protect me and like help me.
She doesn't want you to feel that way.
Right. She doesn't want me to be anxious, but it's like you're also not helping me at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then how do you stand on your own?
Yep.
That's tough.
Yeah. And so her mom's like, nutty coconut's been your favorite for 8 months. You're changing. You're growing up. Which I don't know what the and maybe it's because I don't have kids. I don't know what it is about kids getting older that parents start like, it either goes one way or the other. Either they're like with you along the way or they're like trying to stunt it from happening. And obviously we're getting the stunting in this.
I feel like there's more options. I don't know what the other options are necessarily, but I feel like, maybe it's just two options.
Maybe it's just two options.
Because they're stunting it in a way. I was like, you know.
There's methods.
There's methods to the stunting. There's different kinds of methods.
Yeah, yeah. And so she's just like, never mind, I'll do the nutty coconut. And her mom's like, you sure? Like, oh, like.
You know what though? Look, as someone with bonus kids, which is my partner's kids, when I met them, they were younger. And it's crazy how different a kid is in a year, which I'm sure you know because of Aaron, but
yeah. Well, Aaron.
But like they used to say like a certain word or certain words. Like they used to have like their grammar used to be kind of like
a little different.
Yeah, because they're little kids. Like they, instead of saying like, he is silly, they would say like him silly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. As they get older, they can articulate better.
Yeah. And so at the time it was so cute. But like at a certain point, it was when they went back to school, they snapped out of it, both of them. And well, it was just the younger one that did it, but she doesn't do that anymore. And there's other little things that she doesn't do because she was 6 and now she's older. And like, I feel like 6 is like the end of like being a baby in a way.
Yeah, so it is sad.
It is. It's like I wish I could go back, and I'm always telling them stop growing. So I'm over here trying. I mean, not really.
But you're not like you're not doing it like this.
Yeah, but I can see how like that's not even my kid necessarily. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you can
I can't imagine how it would be like when you're like, damn, I can never. You're changing. Yeah, right in front of my eyes. But there's a way to cope with that. For sure.
So.
And she's not.
She's
not doing it in a healthy way.
And so they're splitting this scoop of ice cream. And then Barbara calls to give them the news that she got the part in Mad TV.
Oh, but Jeanette, did we skip? Jeanette did say, never mind. I want nutty coconut.
Yeah, we went there.
Period. Can we talk about how crazy she is when this? Okay, wait. Can we talk about how Jeanette is paying her to have a pager so she can answer Barbara's calls?
Oh yeah.
The minute they come in, she's obsessed with Jeanette getting a job, which is good, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's obsessive.
And then she like forces the employee to like let her use the ice cream shop phone. And like screaming, and like she just like does not care about the rules.
Yeah, it don't apply to her.
It don't. And it's very Karen.
It is very Karen. And so yeah, she gets the call that she gets Mad TV, and then she's just really, really happy, and her mom kisses her forehead excitedly, and her this last part, God, I love her fucking writing in this. She's like, mom kisses me on my forehead excitedly, then digs her spoon into the ice cream, finishing off the last of the nutty coconut. I'm glad I don't have to.
I know. She didn't want that.
She didn't want it.
But I kind of wonder, like, did her mom want nutty coconut? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if it was about Jeanette. But because if they're sharing, she's like,
I think they were sharing because, like, they couldn't afford to get separate separate scoops. But they could only get one.
Right. But, like, you can only get one. And as her mom, I want the nutty coconut.
It could have been like that.
I really think it is, because
it's just like the scene she sets up is like, oh, I told my mom what I wanted, and her mom introduces the idea like, oh, I already know exactly what you want. This is what you want. And Jeanette's like, well, no, I want cookies and cream. And then her mom's like having this moment of like, oh my gosh, like my daughter's growing up, she doesn't like the same things anymore. What the fuck?
But do you think it's a front?
I don't think so. At least I'm like reading it as what she's saying and not like the other way. Because I feel like she would have meant like, I don't know. Like, I guess we won't know unless her mom said like, yeah, it was partly that and because I wanted it too. But I'm not reading that from this situation personally.
Heard.
So moving on to chapter 11. So we meet her mom's, well, we don't really meet her mom's best friend.
She has like a love-hate relationship with her high school best friend, Karen.
Which we did a poll on this one too, and last time I saw it, it was like the question was, are you still friends with your high school best friend? And last time I checked, like mostly everybody surprisingly was like yes.
No, it was split.
Oh, it's split. Okay, when I first saw it, it was like mostly yes. So now it's split.
Yeah, so there were 17 votes for yes, but 15 votes for no.
So it's like half and half, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty much split down the middle, which, you know, I was like, no. But,
yeah.
You know, it just depends, I guess, on like a lot of random stuff.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really trust her best friend.
It's like she's a fake friend, basically.
Yeah, it's like her mom's trying to do her makeup to look really cute because there's this like competition thing between girls sometimes.
Yeah, like who's gonna look the best. But I feel like that happens when you're fake friends with somebody.
It does.
Because like when we show up places, it's like, bitch, you look good.
Yeah, we're not comparing.
We're not comparing.
Ourselves.
Yeah,
it's like a toxic friendship a little bit. But I just thought that was funny that Jeanette, like, you know the thing when your parents, like, you know them so well, they've told you all the stories that they have, and you just like have to listen to their stories again.
Yep.
It was kind of that situation. Her bestie. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, was this the part where she like asked her mom, "Did I ever tell you about the time me and blah blah blah?" And she's like, "Yes."
But her mom's like,
right,
I already told you. You want to hear me? And she's like,
and that's why I feel about the ice cream thing, that it's like it ain't shit about like that. It's
not that deep.
It's not that deep.
She just straight up wants to be
in control.
That's such a good point. But like, her best friend stole her baby name.
And it was this whole thing.
I was like, this is a Sex and the City episode.
I thought about that too with Charlotte. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought about with the baby name.
And Samantha being like, you bitch.
You bitch. Yeah, that was a great scene.
But yeah, so Jeanette's like, I don't understand their friendship. Like, how can you love someone but also think they're a bitch?
Right.
And I was just thinking, like, adult friendships are so
they can be complicated.
But you know, speaking of layered friendships, we put another question on our IG story that was asking our audience, do you have to trust someone to be their friend? And I feel like I have to, but I got some different ones. Like,
okay.
Some people said yes, but
Yeah.
I also got an answer that was not always. I enjoy a lighthearted friendship. I kind of enjoy, like, you know, he, like, I guess can see both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, people are saying, like, the trust will determine the closeness and the boundaries, which I think that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, because, depending on how much I trust you.
Yeah, it's like you have work friends and there's a certain protocol there. And then you've got like old friends and you've got new friends and you've got industry friends maybe. And it's like you have to kind of maneuver them all differently. But how do you feel? You feel like you have to trust someone to be their friend?
I agree with the statement where it's like, depending on how much I trust you depends on like what our friendship will be. Yeah. If we get there. So I'm with that one.
But that was pretty much that chapter.
Yeah. Oh, but she ends it with like her mom's she's brushing her mom's hair, like this is the thing that she does, and her mom goes, "You're my best friend, Net. You're mommy's best friend."
Yeah.
And she's like, Jeanette's like happy to be her best friend, she's the closest person in the world to her. This is my purpose. I feel whole. That's what Jeanette says.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
I underlined that because I was like, like that bond that we found out last episode, it's like deepening. Like this is all she knows.
This is her purpose.
This is her life. So like anything her mom says goes pretty much.
Well, damn.
That's how she sees it. So we're moving on to this last chapter for today's episode, which is chapter 12, which we get a little bit more into the relationship with her dad.
Ooh.
Which was interesting.
Not all the sticky notes.
I know, literally all the sticky notes with all the things. So basically in this chapter, her mom's she's washing the dishes and she needs help. She needs somebody to take Jeanette to dance class, which Jeanette is now in dance class update because she went to an audition and sucked.
This is where she starts paying for her own dance classes.
She's like, her acting gigs balance out paying for all the dance classes her mom puts her in.
She has to like do 2 extra jobs a month to pay for these dance classes, which I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it is ridiculous. And so her mom ends up asking her dad if she can bring her to dance. And so her dad bikes her to dance. Like, she talks about how, like, when she has these moments with her dad, the few times that she has to spend with him, they don't really happen often. It just kind of feels weird almost.
Yeah, like there's too much distance.
And so they're biking to her dance class, and he drops her off. And she even says, around Dad, I never really know. It's less work, but it's also less rewarding. But she's not getting the same satisfaction that she gets of like pleasing her mom, because she knows exactly how to please her mom. She doesn't know what to do with her dad. And I feel that like that was my relationship with my parents. Like me and my mom had this really, really close relationship.
Yeah, same too though.
And with my dad, I'm like, like there's this like disconnect. Like we get along and we do things together, we spend time together, but it's not the same relationship. And sometimes I find myself like trying to do what I know he wants to do, like trying to be like, okay, like he wants to do this thing, like that'll like deepen our relationship. But it's not like,
or used to.
It's not reciprocated all the time.
Or ever.
In
some cases. Not you spend your whole life trying to please someone and nothing works.
Jeez, it is the worst.
But her mom in the beginning was kind of going crazy.
She was going crazy. But as she always is.
And continuing to hoard
that whole situation. And so they get to the dance class. They drop the bike off. She's late a little bit. And she goes to class. And when they're released, she sees her dad eating this Cliff Bar. And she's like, where'd you get that? Because she already knows the answer. And he's like, oh, the snack table at the front of the studio. And she said, Mom says no snacks from the snack table because they're too expensive. Her dad's like, it was $1. And she's like, exactly. And her dad's like, yesterday was payday. Like, it's fine. And so then, like, she's supposed to go from dance class to acting class. But they didn't do that. He took her to the smoothie shop.
I love her dad.
I do love her dad. And she's like, where are we going? She's like, let's go get smoothies. And she's like, smoothies are and she can't even get the words out. And he's like, payday. Like, I got paid.
He's like, we're gonna have a good day.
We're gonna have a good day. We're gonna have a good time. And so they're getting the smoothie, and she's like, does he not realize I'm about to be late to acting class?
She's like, why is he talking so slow? Like, we're gonna be late. We're gonna be late. We're gonna be late. And mom is gonna be mad.
And she's like, she even says, I debate reminding him of acting class that we need to hurry, and even still she'll be late. But she decides not to. Why should she? She's enjoying her time with her dad despite the disconnect. I'm enjoying the ease, so I say nothing.
I literally wrote yes in here because I was like, that's a win for Jeanette.
It's like she knows she's gonna have to face the consequences of this later, but she's like, in this moment, like, this is my little bit of peace. I'm
enjoying myself. And her and her dad have a good ass time.
Right, until they get home.
They stayed out. They like went and played around, and we're just having a good time. But they get home at 11 p.m.
Yep, and her mom's pacing in the front yard, jangling her keys, and literally screams, "Where have you been?" And then the freaking neighbor, like the nosy neighbor, who's like watching, like, and who apparently almost called CPS one time because of like her mom's done something like this, like yelling on the lawn before.
He did call them.
Oh yeah, I was like, did he call or did he threaten? Oh no, he threatened to call CPS again.
Oh, never mind. I was like, damn, they really had CPS called on them. Okay, so it's just a threat. It was just a threat. Okay.
Yep. And her mom, she's like, why are you late? And he's like, we stopped for a smoothie. Like, just like chill. And her mom, obviously,
all caps,
you stopped for a smoothie?
She's like, what?
And Jeanette's like, ha 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 ha, to the nosy neighbor, like, everything's fine, like, everything's okay, we're good over here.
But also, like, I see you.
Right, like,
go mind your own business.
Right, exactly. And her dad's like trying to figure out why her mom's upset, and her mom storms into the house. Her dad's like, Deb, come on.
They really don't understand each other.
They don't. It's just not a good relationship altogether. And she's like, I told you Jeanette had acting class, and she's missed it now. And they were doing a scene from I Am Sam this week. I Am Sam, Mark. Jeanette would have killed that.
I've never seen I Am Sam.
I've seen it through TikTok.
Okay, good. I like meant to Google it, but I never watched it.
Yeah, and her dad's just like, I'm sorry. And this last part is really what kicks me. She's like, her mom says, I guess she doesn't have to act that one since it's her real life. A wise little girl with a, excuse the language, retarded dad.
Yeah, she was savage.
She was really savage.
But she was really mad, and I'm sure she felt left out and like...
And something I thought about after reading that was like, was her dad almost trying to be a savior just a little bit?
Low key, I was like, is he? Yeah, I felt that way too. I was like, does he? Because she even was like, does he know how much I hate acting class and is doing this on purpose?
Right.
I was in my head was like, there's no way.
But maybe. I mean, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Later on.
Their dad seemed kind of like the fact that there was a part in there where like he'll make his like soup or whatever,
all the soups he makes, yeah,
but they always taste like lentil soup.
Yeah,
I was like, is her dad an asshole? Like, I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we're trying to feel him. We don't really know what to think about him just yet, but in that moment, cool. I was like, oh, okay,
so far so good.
He's like more laid back.
He is definitely way more laid back, but I guess that's why she's calling him slow, you know what I mean? Like she's very much like da 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 da.
Oh, that made me think about like even the difference between men and women. Like we're like on it, and they're just like chill.
That is how men be, though.
That is how men be. And so was it a mix of that?
Sometimes.
Very frustrating. So was it like a mix of that on top of like maybe a little bit trying to be his daughter's savior? He's like, well, this is my chance. I'm in charge right now. And I'll like deal with the consequences later, thinking like it's not going to be as big a deal as it ended up being.
I don't know. There's so many unanswered questions here.
So many. But we'll find out more on the next episode of She Will Read. We will be covering chapters, I can't do math again, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That
Wait,
part.
no, we ended on 12. 12.
Oh.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 13 through 18.
Okay.
We're working our way through, okay?
I'm scared.
So be out for all the questions, all the Q&As. Thank you for everybody who participated. We really appreciate it. And until next time, I'm Alana.
And I'm Samra.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.